Welcome to Coffee with Blaine. This is Coffee. I am Blaine. And this is Coffee with Blaine. It's been a while. I'm not even sure if all this stuff still works. We will find out though if anyone shows up. That's how we're gonna know. And if no one shows up, no one shows up. Becky showed up. Becky, it's just you and me. Just you and me. I've missed you. And everyone I've missed hanging out with you guys is, I guess, the overarching theme. So I'm back, and hopefully I'm back to stay. But you know me, I'm a flake. So Ken, it's just you and me and Becky today. It's been a while. It's been a long summer, but we here, we chilling, we jamming. Yeah. How have you guys been? What you been up to? It is a party. I got 5 snakes here, and they're ready to roll. Touring has been pretty crazy, honestly, because we haven't really been touring in the traditional sense of getting on the bus and going. It's been a lot of fly here, fly there type of shows, which can take a toll, that's for sure. I think I've been to Hawaii 3 or 4 times now this summer, which is awesome. I'm not complaining, but that's a lot of flights. I feel bad for Trish and Jamie who have to fly back and forth for everything. But yeah. Fall tour is going to be more of that bus life, though. We hop on the road and do the East Coast with Soja, all the way up from Canada to Florida and back again. So that'll be fun. And then, as soon as we get done with the Soja tour, we hop right on a cruise ship with Michael Franti and do the Michael Franti cruise. From Florida to Mexico, I want to say. And then we get off the cruise, and then a few weeks later, we're in Mexico for the Ayodel Festival. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I pronounce it until someone corrects me. Shad, good morning. How are you? Hopefully you are amazing. Yeah, so that'll be... I have Top Shelf and Big Mountain show this weekend in Lakeport. Free show is anyone around. Gates open at 5. Heck yeah. This weekend I am assuming that a hurricane doesn't hit us, which I'm just finding out about this morning. There is a benefit concert for Maui happening in San Diego with Ellie Mack and some other cats performing. So I'm going to go to that. I think it's from 1 to 5 on Sunday. Nice, Becky. That'll be a fun one. Yeah. Summer shows. What have you guys been up to? What do you want to talk about? I want to say the last time we talked, we chatted about my ook, my Kamaka ook, which I really love. Sounds great. If you guys haven't checked out my story, I was jamming on this thing last night, playing an unlikely combination of Billie Eilish and Ziggy Marley last night, and some Tame Impala on bass. So that was my jams last night, which is nice. Will I be doing a guest appearance for the Ellie Mac benefit thing? No. I'm just going to hang out and support. I'm not even gonna ask them to be on the guest list. I'm just gonna show up and pay my money to to help support the people there and just watch a show, hang out. Yeah. Jason, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for popping by. It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a beautiful week. A little bit on the hot side, but pretty beautiful. Aw, thanks, Shad. The feeling is mutual. I appreciate and love you guys so much. All of the support. Speaking of support, I got a bunch of stuff out in the mail for Patreon. Hurricanes are coming! Sorry, that's just how I read your message, Weege. Yeah, so Nikki Nash was cool enough to make some awesome jewelry modified pendants of my guitar strings. And so those are going to go out to Patreon members. I didn't have enough for everybody who's a member of my Patreon, so they all got pendants made by Nikki as well. The Producers Club members all got the fancy ones, and then everyone else kind of got the regular pendants, but they're free and they're yours, so mailing them all out. I looked. I'm gonna spend like just shy of $100 in shipping alone, but I'm excited to get those out because you guys deserve it. I've been slacking on all forms of social media, including my Patreon lately, which is unacceptable. I can slack on the Instagram, I can slack on the Coffee with Blaine, but I should not be slacking on my Patreon. So you guys are just gonna get free stuff in lieu of my absence. But I am back. I am sharing stuff. I am working on new projects and new grooves and beats. Yeah, Nikki's awesome, and when she originally made the pendants, and then I paid her for the pendants, and she had a bunch of leftovers, so she just made those extra ones for free. I ended up selling the pendants as pay what you want. If you're not a member of my Patreon and you want a pendant now, I think I'm doing like $15, and that includes shipping, so you can just DM me. They're really cool. I have one somewhere. They're made of actual guitar strings that I have played, and then she wrapped them up, and then she added my signature guitar pick. So that's what they look like. If you're interested and you don't already have one, you can DM me. I have a few left, but yeah. And then she just made me fancier ones and didn't charge me, so I'm just giving them away. Actually taking a loss on it. But you guys are worth it because you've been supporting me for so long. Patreon fam. Forrest Gummo benighted from the hurricane, so something always comes good in things. Positive mindset, prayers, SD, and SoCal. Hope it passes with no issue. I hope so too. We're going through enough with the Maui fires right now. We don't need to have any other natural disasters for a minute. Let's fix the one that already happened. I may have to fight my biggest child for your biggest child. Would that be your husband? Sorry, I've been for some reason I have a dad joke appreciation, and I keep seeing man-child references in those accounts for the memes and stuff. Grand Rising Love. Good morning, Amira. Cheers. For those of you curious about my coffee, Steve Stoddard has been sending me coffee for over a year now, and it's been amazing. If if anyone ever wants to send me coffee to try, I've gotten some amazing flavors and some amazing roasters. You can DM me and I'll give you my P.O. box. But anyway, Steve sends them basically every month for me. So this is some coffee made by firefighters, and the proceeds go to help, I think, volunteer fire departments across the U.S., which is cool. In here is a scoop of creatine and some stevia and almond milk. I am been down to 1 cup of coffee a day, actually, which is crazy. It's interesting. 17-year-old plays guitar and likes to steal my merch. That's awesome, Becky. Heck yeah. You gotta encourage the youth. Right. I also need a monthly friend sending me coffee. Yeah, I've actually, so one of the things that happened to me, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I went to the doctor in the beginning of the summer, and you guys could probably have seen this. I don't want to pull any punches. I've been going through a bit of a depression this year, I guess you could say. A lot of stuff caught up with me. As far as my diet started slacking, my exercise routine started slacking, and going from no shows to crazy spurts of shows have been a lot. But anyway, as I kind of let myself go, I went to the doctor in June. And the doctor said my cholesterol was ridiculously high because my eating had like slowly declined into just awfulness. So I got put on cholesterol medication, which it's for 3 months. And then they'll keep checking. But I don't want to be on this medication for any longer than I have to, as with any medication. So it kind of prompted me to change my diet and get back into the gym a lot. So I've been gymming it a lot. I've been changing my diet. I'm down to 1 cup of coffee a day. I have either a protein shake or some oatmeal after I work out. And then in the evening, I've been going to Sprouts and I've been buying a big package of chicken breasts, like 4, 5, or 6 thin sliced chicken breasts, boneless, skinless, lean. And I cook them all up with some peppers and some onions and some mushrooms if I have them, and put them all together. And then I make a thing of rice, and then I just portion that out and eat that every day for dinner. And that's it. I have some melon wedge or an apple or something for a snack if I'm feeling particularly hungry. I still eat, if I'm going out with my friends or something. Like I had a bachelor party last weekend for Max, our sound guy, and went and had tacos in Mexico and kind of, grilled and barbecued and ate too much. But I didn't let the exercise slack, which was good. And, I went back to my normal diet after that. But yeah, so where I'm going with this is less coffee, more healthy, no heart attack. That's just take that away from everything. Plus, I'm starting to feel good about myself. I found out I had a friend in Florida last night who just got certified as a personal trainer. So I hit her up, and she just sent me a list this morning of ways to be more efficient in my resistance training days. So I've been alternating. So I run 4 to 5 miles on, let's say, Monday. Tuesday, I do upper body. Wednesday, I run 4 to 5 miles. Thursday, I do lower body. Friday, I run 4 to 5 miles. Saturday, I do abs. You know what I mean? It's the alternating of the resistance and the running. I'm gonna go running this evening, actually. Normally, I've been doing this stuff in the morning because it's, easy to stay motivated. But I'm going to run outdoors. I'm gonna try to run a 5K in September, which is 3.1 miles. But I'm up to 4 to 5 consistently, so I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna be like super winded or super not able to do the 5K, which I'm happy with. But then in January, my goal is to run a 10K, which is like 6.2 miles. So I need to get up to where I'm consistently running 7 miles by January, and that's my goal. Anyway, life's too expensive to dine out, right? It is very expensive. Since I changed my diet, my food expenses have dropped significantly. The chicken was running me like 15 to 18 bucks. Couple bell peppers, couple bucks. Mushrooms. Sometimes I'll do half an avocado in there. Another couple bucks. So we're looking at like 22 bucks. And then rice for that many meals, 4 to 5, is probably like less than $1 worth of rice. So I'm looking at like $6 to $7 a meal, tops, maybe closer to 5, depending on how many meals that breaks up into. And then the oatmeal, super cheap, probably a couple bucks a day. Whether I'm doing oatmeal or a shake, I'll cut up a banana and a little handful of blueberries and throw them in either the protein shake or the whatever thing, a little thing of almond butter. So we can say each shake is probably around $3 to $4. So we're looking at like $10 to $15 max a day, if we want to count the coffee and the creatine and the almond milk and stuff. Probably spending $10 to $15 a day on food. Not too shabby. Scott, same. My diet and cholesterol was bad as well. Gut health is important as well. Probiotics also. Hell yeah, I like that. Never turn down tacos, right? Especially in Tijuana. We took a whole day and went to Tijuana basically just so I could get tacos. We wasted an entire day of Max's bachelor party for that. He was excited to go though, but I was the excuse. Lizzie, good morning. I hope you're doing well. Say granny in the kitchen to cook rice and chicken, the dread out the door, to cook it out, tell stew, no trouble granny, granny never trouble you. That sounds familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Cheers and happy Friday. Happy to see you. Happy to see you too, Mickey. Welcome. Jesse, hey, it's been forever. Sup, dudes? Sup, Jesse? Don, cheers. Yellow Man, that's why I recognize it. Yellow Man's the shit. He's awesome. But, yeah, guys, yeah. So, yeah, I'm trying not to die, so that's helpful. It's a good reminder. Scares like that. Loss, potential loss, is always a good motivator to realize that you've been slipping. Sometimes you catch it in time. Sometimes you have to go through it. It's true though. It really is. Like, and I've talked about this. Sometimes it's easy to talk about something and, obviously much harder to put it into practice. Talking about it is important because you have to set your goals and your intentions. But it's back. But the follow through is important. and seeing real world consequences, as much as they suck, is important. Yeah. If you guys got questions, I'm here to chat with you. I know it's been a while. Probably plenty of catching up to do. Let's see. Oh, so I ordered a new snake enclosure, originally for Deuter, way back, I believe, in May. And they're so back ordered that I just got a notification yesterday that it should be arriving early next week, like Tuesday or Wednesday. The original plan was to sell Deuter's enclosure and set him up in a new one. But then I was thinking, well, then I got a new snake, my yet to be named black milk snake. And I was thinking, even though he's like a foot long, maybe I should put him in the 4x2x2 enclosure. He might dig it, but it might be a pain in the ass. It might be too big. So I have two options, right? If I do put him in the 4x2x2 enclosure, he will never outgrow it unless he hits like his max of 6 feet, in which case he might be on the verge of losing it. Or I could move Deuter into it, sell Deuter's enclosure. I could keep him in a 20-gallon for probably another 6 months to a year, and then order a new enclosure after that fact, which I would have to do with Deuter anyway. And I have a friend, he's in a little 10-gallon now, and it's the perfect size because he's a baby. But yeah, I could move Deuter into it. I have a friend, Holly, who's got a bunch of snakes. She has an extra 20-gallon I could throw him in, which would give me another 6 months or so. But then I'd eventually have to order a new tank anyway. I'm gonna have to order one regardless. It's just a matter of like, do I keep Deuter where he is, and get rid of the heavy melamine enclosure, or do I do I keep Deuter where he is and then move him into move the milk snake into a giant enclosure, or do I move Deuter into a nicer enclosure and wait on the milk snake? I got till Tuesday to figure it out. We just got to our hotel. Great seeing you. Great seeing you too, Becky. Have an awesome day. Yeah, that'll go over well, I'm sure. It would be cool to have like a whole room size enclosure. There'd be a lot of work to do to get that room to be an enclosure. I've seen it mostly for like iguanas. Like people with full-grown iguanas will sometimes convert an entire room into their house into an enclosure. Iguanas need a lot of space and a lot of vertical space, so being able to deck something out like that would be amazing if you had an entire extra room to do it. Yeah, I mean, they might. That's the thing, Leech. None of the snake species I have necessarily eat other snakes, except the milk snake is a type of king snake and might eat other snakes, but it's the smallest. But it's like they would be competing for resources, and snakes could get into tiny holes in walls or ceilings or behind dressers. It would be chaos to try to regulate basking spots for 5 snakes, because because you'd have to have 5 basking spots set up in the room, and then plenty of places for them to hide, but then like keeping them out of the things that you need to keep them out of, it would be a lot. You saved a snake from your chickens. Ah, nice. Good call. They were probably after those eggs. My Doomerals is just about big enough to eat quail eggs, so I'm gonna, in the next few months. I tried it before, and he was just not quite big enough to get his jaws all the way around it. Or her. I want to see her eat a quail egg, though. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah. But yeah, the goal is to have this wall be basically a little snake apartment complex. Especially when all the terrariums start matching and they're all nice and uniform for the most part. But yeah, do you guys have any interest in seeing the little snake? I can get him out. I've been trying to get him out and socialize him every day. I have him on my story, but we can do that. Or we can talk about something else, or whatever. Do it. Anthony, I know you're down, bro. You're actually on my list today, Anthony. You are working on those projects. I started working on some acoustics for the one song. And I think I'm making some progress with the shapes I want to make. I'm kind of excited. Ostrich eggs. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening. I don't have any reticulated pythons. You guys can probably still hear me, even though you can't see me. So let's get this little guy. He's going to be super squirmy. Babies are always like that. But once he's out, he's generally okay. But let's see if I can get my headphones on while he is in my hand without freaking him out too much. Hold on, bud. Hold on. There we go. Back to my hometown and play a show. There's really not a venue for the act that I currently play with. I mean, I'd be willing to come and jam with somebody or do something in my hometown, but it's got to be the right thing. It's got to make sense for the cost of the flight and the accommodations and the food and, actually turning a profit. But I'd like to. If the right opportunity comes along, I won't say no to it. All right, so this is a little guy. He's yet unnamed. So he's a type of milk snake, and you can see those beautiful tricolor things. In the wild, they tend to mimic coral snakes, which are venomous, and so this coloration gives them a little bit of protection. Are you hissing? Nah, it's probably just me moving. As you can see, he's a squirmy little guy because he's a baby. Honora and Dan Kelly in Oceanside tonight. I'm running. What time? I'm running a 5K in the evening, but I might be down afterwards. Yeah. So most milk snakes, they will stay this color. Most snakes actually, stay basically the same color they are when they're babies. This guy though is an exception. So every time he sheds, he's going to get a little bit darker and a little bit darker. You can see the banding down here is more black pigment, less red, and eventually he will be jet black and somewhere around 5 feet long. But yeah, right now, just, I want to say, maybe a foot long. So gorgeous, right? And the process of the color change is going to be so incredible. Because it's fun to watch little snakes grow up. That's why, you want to get them as babies or whatever, versus getting an adult already. Sometimes you want to watch them grow. But in this case, it's exceptional because you can watch this complete color change. He will look like a totally different snake when he is full grown. Oh, thank you, Jesse. Thank you. And yeah, Amir, he is gorgeous. But yeah, I got him actually at a show. If anyone doesn't know this story, it's awesome. I convinced the guy who was super deathly scared of snakes, Andy, to take me to a reptile show when we were playing with the green, because there was one down the street in Anaheim the weekend we were playing. So I was just like, after sound check, we went to the reptile show, and I spent the entire time looking for a black milk snake. Nobody had one. Got all the way to the point where we were just about to leave, and somebody overheard me asking a vendor, and they said there's one guy selling black milk snake, and he's tucked away back in the corner, almost like if you ever seen the movie Gremlins, almost like a little shop tucked away. And yeah, dude had a really good price for him, cheaper than they come online, and no shipping. And he's a year old, a little over a year old. And he was brumated. It's like hibernation for reptiles the first year, which I don't know why, but he was, so that's why he's a little on the small side. But that's okay. Yeah. So milk snakes are a type of king snake, and yeah, their design basically tricks predators into thinking that they are venomous when they're not. And in the black milk snake case, this works as a baby because babies are small, so that helps protect them against predators. But where they live is much cooler. It's up in the hills, mountains of Costa Rica, where the temperature stays in the... What are you doing? So squirmy. In the low to mid 70s, rarely getting past the low 80s. So as they get older, they get darker, and the black pigment will help them absorb more sunlight, more of the sun's energy than this coloration will. So as they get older and they get larger, because they get upwards of 6 feet, that coloration change, when they no longer need their defenses and they need more warmth from the sun, they're super equipped. It's crazy crazy how stuff works like that. Yeah, any other questions about this little guy? I love talking about these little guys. I love the poster. I don't know who Honora is, but sounds cool. This is a little trippy. This shirt is giving off some trippy vibes to the camera, that's for sure. But yeah, so this is my new little guy. Maybe he could get away in a 4x2x2. Such overkill, and he'll just be hiding most of the time. Oh, I got you. All right, nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Hello's actually one of my favorite tracks on the newest album. Janet, yay, friend. And yeah, I honestly I don't know who all those people are. Trish knows them, obviously. But I was just like, oh, these people are dope. I don't know them. All right, I'll put you back. So I've been trying to hang out with him every day. He's just like my gopher snake, who was super, if you guys remember, when I used to get him out, he was super hissy and super squirmy and everything. And now he's arguably chiller than my rosy boa. He's getting big too. The new snake doesn't have a name yet. I have. It's been about a month, and I still haven't got him named. I haven't found the right name for him. Maybe some name that incorporates the idea of his color changing. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good question. Good question. Yeah, Scarlet in Texas. I guess the coral snake range in gets all the way into Texas. I didn't think it got that far, but maybe it does. But yeah, definitely a way to tell is their heads. They have very king snakes and milk snakes have pretty distinct heads, like weird little nubs. I do remember, Jesse. I was debating doing that again, honestly. Would that be something you guys are interested in? Do you want to name my snake? Maybe I should start a snake tier on my Patreon. I think I was talking about that a month ago. For those who just want a bunch of snake content. I make a bunch of snake content, and then I don't have anywhere to do it. I put some of it on my Instagram and Facebook, but a lot of people are not about it. I actually, and I see my viewership has dropped by about 6 people since I pulled the snake out. So having a specific place to put that content could be awesome. I do send a lot to DK. I send a lot to my friend Holly. She was actually with me when I got this little guy, and she snake sits for me when I go out on long tours. But Nakash, nice. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation, but yeah, maybe I'll do that again. Maybe I'll get a snake tier going on the Patreon, and I can dump all of this cool content that I'm doing. All right, Weege, you should be working, bruh. Yeah, that's probably the move. But yeah, suggestions with names. Yeah, maybe we should do another contest if that's something you guys are interested in. I'll get there one of these days. That's one move that I want to be able to do linguistically, and the other one is roll my R's. I can't. Yeah, it just sounds awful. It's because I'm tongue-tied. Makes things a little bit harder. At least that's my excuse. Yeah, it's such a cool move, and honestly, when a girl does it, it's super hot. So like, it's just little things that I wish I could do, because I want to be super hot. Anyway, we chilling, we snaking. You guys have anything else you want to talk about, or what's going on? After I get done with this, I'll probably pull out the other snakes just to do my daily handling session. Then I'm going to jump into practice and cleaning. I do have to go to the post office to mail out all this Patreon stuff, and do some office work, and then hopefully, well, not hopefully, I will be going to put in 5 or 6 miles on the pavement, on my feet, doing that run today. That would be dope. There you go. Can I hire you to do all this stuff? That seems like a lot of work. I can barely hang on. You guys know I'm barely hanging on to the social presence that I have. I need an assistant. A donation for your shipping costs. You don't have to do that, DK. Don't worry about that. This is you guys donate every month. That's the whole Patreon thing. Called out, Anthony. Oh. Also, Anthony. Bye, Jesse. Send me that info. I might see you there. Or if you want, on your way up to Oceanside, you can always swing by the house if you and Matt are coming by. Maybe you could grab a taco for lunch or something. I don't know what your schedule is, but yeah. Yeah. That's all I got. I guess I could dive into a project if you guys want to see something I'm working on. All right, let me 1 second. He's doing so good. Doing so good. No real hissing, no mock strikes, just squirminess. You released the cover. Oh, yeah. Everyone go check out Ouija's cover song. I was listening to that when I was feeding the dogs this morning. It's dope. Good job. Share screen. There we go. Share screen. I guess I gotta open Logic here first. I mean, you guys don't have to check it out, but might as well show you guys kind of the ideas that I've been having. I've been listening to a lot of different stuff lately. So that is reflected in type of stuff that I'm working on. Let's do this one.